Hey everybody, the current episode you're about to watch of Drinks on Dusty is my episode where I'm being interviewed, and I felt like giving a disclaimer here. I got really fucked up during the episode. It is a drinking podcast, so it's bound to fucking happen, but just so you know, I'm pretty shit-canned by the end of it. So, yeah, just so that's aware, might be a little vulgar content, or just Dustin being is a drunken dumbass. But just so you know what you're getting into, fuckers. It's a great episode. Chase and Joe do a great job, but yeah, I was fucked up. So enjoy the episode, everybody. Let's go. Drinks on Dusty. Let's start the show. Drinks on Dusty. Coming in hot. Coming in to blow up the spot. The guests be picking. What we be drinking. We don't know what Dusty is thinking. We are here to have a good time. See where the convo may just climb. Sit back. Put your drinks up. Go on, y'all. Fill up your cup. Drinks on Dusty. Let's go. Come on, y'all. Start the show. Oh, no. Woo!
I was driving towards delivery and I saw a flag, Dustin. It was the American flag, only instead it was green, and instead of where the stars are, it was just the Packers logo. And I was like, Dustin needs that flag.
You have
dude.
that, don't you?
No, yeah, I do have that flag.
Wait, that exact flag? No, let me fucking see this.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there, bro. You think I fucking...
Welcome to Drinks on Dusty, everybody.
Hi, everyone. We're here with our guest, Dustin Shut Up Lift.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Get ready for his dick to be roasted on a fire, because we're gonna serve it up battered and crispy, baby.
Welcome to the Comedy Central roast of Dustin Sutton.
That's what it is. It's gonna be roast.
That's really what this is.
Dustin is a pro, but we never knew he was in a frat.
Zeta Psi, more like Zeta Bye.
It's just everything I've done. You just are like, it's a piece of shit, dude. It's
Here's why you fucking suck.
You like the color blue? Nerd.
Wait, is that your favorite color?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, fuck,
Blue?
what the hell?
That's a good color.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Drinks on Dusty. But wait,
Dusty.
what is this happening?
What?
There are not one, not two, but thrice people on this one episode. And Dusty is not the one in charge.
No,
I am not.
He has given the keys over to the kingdom to two of his best buddies in the whole world, and we're going to burn down everything he ever worked for.
Everything, all right? Get ready to watch the worst mistake Dustin has ever made by putting Chase and I in any sort of position of power.
Because we're ready to talk about Dusty, his soul, his ambitions, his favorite color. All of it is going to be covered and more on this episode of Drinks on Joe and Chase.
Oh! Let's go, dude.
Please, everyone, welcome our guest today, your usual host, Dustin Dutliff.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you guys for taking over the reins, bro.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for letting us do this. All right. Yep. First thing is first. What are we all drinking right now?
Dusty, you got to start.
Dusty,
so our thought was
you got to start.
Yeah. So what we're like our whole thought was when we talked about this was favorite drinks. So I have my two favorite drinks. I have a fucking bottle of Crown Royal next to me, and I have my go-to beer. I'm gonna be drinking Coors Light. My favorite light, like one of my favorite light beers, or it used to be my favorite light beer.
I would like
and
to point out,
it's my go-to thing.
I would like to very much point out that when we were texting about this and we were like, oh, we're going to drink our favorite beer. And I said, oh, yours is going to be Coors, isn't it? And you said, shut up. I like Busch Light more now. And now
You can't buy Busch Light in New York, dude.
Well, I'm just saying I was
That's
like
your
not
own
there.
damn fault.
It's my own damn fault.
Yeah.
You're the rich one. Import that shit. All right.
Import it from the Midwest.
So when I did that stupid ass Instagram comparing Coors Light to Busch Light,
You
like,
did an Instagram comparing
Classic.
Coors Light to Busch Light?
yeah.
classic.
I don't pay
Yo.
attention to your Instagram. I'm not.
Okay, yeah, dude. Well, oh, cool. You're a piece of
Welcome
shit.
No,
to
I'm
Drinks
kidding,
on
I'm kidding.
Chase, everyone. My guest is Dustin Dudley.
That's fine, dude. No one listens to my Instagram. They're always just like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
Oh,
I
Dustin's
think the
drunk
only one I
again.
ever
I guess
skipped-
that's what's happening.
Yeah, I think the only one I've ever skipped was your love for country music, and I went, I don't feel like this.
I don't feel like this.
I
right.
don't feel like watching this.
This is.
Yeah, I love that because it's like, like I love that guy as a friend, but I'm like, nah, I don't care about your opinion on this shit, dude.
I don't care about what you really
care at all.
actually care about in your heart. You're like a pretty fun dude to hang out
But
with.
hey, you know
But,
what?
like, what makes you happy? Truthfully, I don't care.
But to be fair, later on in the episode, we'll give you a good amount of time to talk about what makes you happy
Absolutely.
and pretend to care about
Nothing. And pretend, and then I'll just look
Yeah.
at Chase, and he'll be like, "Nah, dude, you suck, dude."
No.
Bullshit.
man.
Hey,
Right
Dustin,
on
we
with it.
get it, bro. You like country music.
like
Shut
country.
the fuck up.
Great, you wear your hat backwards always with a fucking Green Bay Packers shirt.
And your fucking favorite color's not even green.
No.
Yeah,
Are
hey,
you
sometimes-
really? And I bet you don't even like cheese that much. Are you really a Packers?
Dude, I'm big fan of cheese.
Dude, cheese is so
I
great.
mean,
Can
all the
I
cheese.
ask you something, Dustin?
Yeah, what's up?
Because this is kind of like I need someone to clarify this to me because
Okay.
I'm not a huge sports guy, right? I'm not a huge sports guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
But of course, like if someone's like, "What's your team?" I'm gonna say Chiefs because I'm from Kansas City. Obviously, you are not
Super Bowl
from
champs.
with Super Bowl. Yes, Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is a homie,
Mhm.
but you are not from Wisconsin. You're from Nebraska. So what is it about some people that they go, "Oh, like I don't live in X state, but this team's like my team." You know what I mean? Because you like own Packers, obviously, and I would never be like, "Oh, well, you're not from Wisconsin." I'm not gonna gate. I'm not gonna
Well, you
gatekeep for the
fucking-
Packer, the Packers. But I'm very
If you are
interested
going to gatekeep,
in, like,
though, I
your-
got dibs on being the key master.
how the key master are you the law? I don't remember.
I am the key master. Are you the gatekeeper?
To answer your question,
Yes.
Chase. So, like, I think being from Nebraska, you have these experiences with like. So, if you were a big football fan like I am,
Mhm.
there is no professional football team. So the Huskers are the professional football team. Like they're everything, right?
Mhm.
So that's obviously your favorite college team. But I love professional sports. I just always
Oh,
have.
okay.
I love the fact that it's the idea of like it's the best of the best. That's always just like this is how my mind works. I love watching the NBA. I love watching college sports too, but the
Mhm.
Packers were always derived from like the story. My dad loved Brett Favre, and
Okay.
he played for the Packers, and he had a football. He gave me a football, and it was signed by Brett Favre. And I had always thought it was like a sign, like Brett Favre and my dad talked, and then he signed it. He was like, "Hey, yeah, tell Dustin he's gonna be a good guy. Bye, have a good one." But
You believe that Brett Favre
Yeah.
told your dad,
Yeah.
"Hey, your son's gonna be a good guy."
no, well, no, I mean, I
I've
may have
never met your son before, and your dad was
'Cause I
like,
was
I haven't
there and he
either.
did.
He's still in the mommy's tummy.
I may
Yeah.
have made that up a little bit, but
Listen,
but
I
He's
was
gonna be a
there,
Packers
and
fan.
he did say it. Oh.
it was the idea of like having that football, and it was like the coolest possession I had. I was like, Brett Favre signed this, and my dad just loved Brett Favre, and I was like always had this football. I was like, yeah, Brett Favre signed this, and then one day I was like going through Walmart, and like there was a bunch of Brett Favre footballs and everything. I was like, oh, this is bullshit. This is not like a fucking real deal. And when I went to my dad years later, like, hey, you told me that. He's like, no, I fucking did. I'm like, oh, you're a liar. That's fun.
See, like though, if I would have been in that Walmart and saw all that, my first thought, this is how stupid I am. My first thought would have been like, Dad, did you know Brett Favre was at the Walmart in Grand Island, Nebraska? He signed a bunch of footballs. They're just like selling them.
I
But
would,
I'm
I would never say that you're stupid because you're not.
I would.
But that
I
is
definitely
not
say
that is an answer that I would expect from you. You're not
That
stupid.
does,
saying
that
you're
does
stupid.
make
You're
a lot of
like-
sense, motherfucker.
But that
I could
checks.
see you
That
coming up to
checks.
me, like we were at the Rotten College, and you coming up. Did you see that all these Brett Favre was at the Lincoln, Nebraska Walmart? And I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. But yeah.
My favorite thing about Brett Favre is that John Madden is in love with him.
Oh, John Madden loves him. And a lot of announcers love Brett Favre. But again, it was the thing, like like Brett Favre is like this fucking rust melt kind of guy. Like he's like it's fucking country boy. He's a tough motherfucker. And I think my dad just always loved him. And like, I always idolized my dad. And I'm like, yeah, I like that team now. And then I just became like it's weird because I don't know the connection. Like, like you grow up and you're like, all right, I'm like learning about football, but the Packers are just now, like I'm 28, I'm about to be 28, and I'm like, yeah, Packers are fucking, they're everything to me. I love the Packers. I talked about this with Phil, so I don't want to bore anybody, but like, yeah, the Packers are fucking everything to me. I fucking love them.
Oh, we're gonna keep talking about the Packers. Believe me.
We'll have a segment
because I might as well do the segment now because
because we wrote down a bunch of questions together, the both of us.
I love how hard you guys were.
And that was the first question. And
all right, so Dustin, a lot of these, basically, for the Instagram takeover that I did, I asked people like, what are questions you want us to ask Dustin? What's like, we wanted to do just a straight up would you rather segment, but enough of them were Packers that there's a lot of these are going to be would you rather Packers or just straight up questions about the Packers. So this is, cool. Let's see how big of a fan of the Green Bay Packers Dustin really is. How loyal are you to the Green Bay Packers?
We're going to test your fidelity here.
All right. So, cool. Scott Shoemaker asks,
ooh, Scotty,
would you rather eat 10,000 slugs or never see the Packers win another game?
10,000 slugs, easily.
You'd eat 10,000 slugs. Yeah.
I mean, it'd take a while. Like, I might throw them up, but like, I'll do that before that.
But here's the thing about would you rather's, right? Is the context. Like 10,000 slugs, bitch, just go to fucking France. You got
That's true. That's true.
That shit's probably delicious. I've never had it, but it's
if French, they serve it at a fancy French restaurant,
yeah. Plus, if you're telling me
you put enough salt on anything, it's gonna be delicious.
It's be okay. And if I dunk that bitch in peanut butter, like it's just peanut butter, dude.
Hey, you know what? I'll even give you this. Bro. I'll even give you this. Deep fry them.
Hey, fucking. Truth. Honestly though, you deep fry it. Deep fry it. Deep fry candy? Cool.
Fucking do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're from Nebraska. Not only did we invent Kool-Aid, but we invented deep fried Kool-Aid.
Goddamn right we did. Goddamn right.
Question from the Kansas boy.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is Kool-Aid?
Wait, you don't know what Kool-Aid is, Chase? You don't know what Kool-Aid is?
No, we didn't. Kool-Aid's outlawed in Kansas.
What is your
legitimate question?
How do you deep fry Kool-Aid?
It's sort of like a slushy.
Okay.
So it's like you basically make Kool-Aid into a slushy. You freeze it.
Great.
Then you batter it, and then you deep fry it.
That would melt.
No, it's the same.
That would melt. It's the same. It's the same.
Fucking scientists over here. It'd be
it's
fucking
the same principle as deep fried ice cream.
That's not. They don't actually deep fry the ice cream, though. I don't think, because it would melt. It's such a hot
dude.
thing.
You make it hard.
It doesn't melt. Look, I'm no rocket guy in Scientology.
Yeah, dude. Don't you fucking.
Yes, I did. I'm not original. You know this.
You know what, Chase? I don't need your Kansas
jokes
bullshit.
Are stolen from each other. Yes.
All right. Brooke Bosworth asks,
Brookie,
would you rather never watch football and support the Packers, or watch football but you can't support the Packers?
Oof.
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck?
The thing we know about Brooke Bosworth is that she goes for the balls.
Yeah.
Will tear
I've already found a loophole around this.
Apparently I'm freezing, but like you can't watch the Packers, but you can support them and say that you love them.
Yes.
But you can love them, but you can never watch them. I would say that because I love them so much, if I can ever watch a game but support them and have that feeling, I would go with that.
See, my loophole is okay. You can't watch them, but you can listen to them on the radio. You can check the scores online. Like you don't gotta watch the game. I mean, I know that is a big bummer.
Yeah, I mean,
about
it's fun to watch
all,
people tackle people, but like,
yeah,
you know, you could always, I don't know, listen to someone go 8-3.
Is that how they sound to you, Chase?
Yeah, anytime I turn on the radio, because I listen to the radio, obviously. And they're like, welcome back to the football game. We've got the Ravens versus the 49ers, and the score is 83-4.
I'm just happy you said actual NFL teams.
Yeah,
I'm not a Neanderthal. Like I know some teams.
I know a few
Baltimore
teams.
Ravens,
I can say their names. It's fine. Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens, just realized, is after Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, which is classy. It's the classiest you've ever felt.
When's the classiest I've ever felt?
Yeah.
Classiest I've ever felt? Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Like, have you ever had a Prince at the Ball moment?
No, never.
I don't know, man.
I've never done that.
I'm always you in a suit though.
No, so sometimes like
event.
Yeah, like I'm but that's not my thing. Like I feel really uncomfortable wearing things like that, like suits and everything. I will say, like, just when there's like a big thing, I will go all out for it just for the meaning of it. Like,
I'm going to interrupt you right there. We got to get a word in from our sponsors. This segment of the show is sponsored by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Hy-Vee, where you can go late at night just to walk around.
Yeah.
You know, you've gotten an argument with either your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friend,
and you're
friend,
not
your friend. What is a friend?
And you're not drunk enough yet to go walk around in Walmart. Go to Hy-Vee.
Go to Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is always there for you. We got a promo code. Just walk into your local Hy-Vee, find the exact center, look north, take out your compass, look north, and yell XH443. Here I am to drink some tea and get 10% off some tea bags.
Dude, is that fucking real? Is that actually?
Yes. If you go to your local Hy-Vee,
as an employee,
find the exact center of the store, look at north, proclaim the code XX43. I am here to buy some tea. A Hy-Vee worker will come up to you and go, "Here's a bag of tea. This is 10%."
Dude,
off.
you're a piece of shit, dude.
As a part-time Hy-Vee employee who spends 80% of his shifts driving everywhere but the Hy-Vee, I can confirm this.
We would also like to mention that Hy-Vee is actually not sponsoring us, but they are.
I want to switch
gears,
switch tones, switch gear. Thank you.
Tones.
Shit. Switch tones. No, we're all gonna switch tones. All right. I'm gonna take this tone. All right, until we switch.
Oh,
so Dustin,
tone with you.
Dustin, what tone are you going to take?
What are you gonna take, big boy? Okay.
That was the first thing I thought of.
Okay, Dustin. Well, now I'd like to switch gears. Now that we've switched tones, apparently I'm also Sharon Osbourne.
Dude, someone has gone into my room and stolen my beers.
Dustin, I wanna give you a compliment because you are someone, obviously, like it's pretty known that you are a fan of a good libation, and you, having lived in New York for a decent amount of time now, you have befriended quite a few bartenders in the city.
Yeah.
I want to I want to ask you, like, what
I like to drink.
Well, yes, you like to drink, but you are someone who can go into a bar and strike up a conversation with a total stranger, and I mean within minutes. Like, you can be practically best friends with these people. Like, how, like, have you? Two-part question. One, how do you do it? Like, what is that like for you? And two, at what point, after you meet someone, do you decide that, like, you're gonna be part of my people?
Oh my God. I just realized I'm gonna answer the question, but like I just realized I'm like, oh, being a guest is hard. Like you ask questions, and you ask something like that, and you're
And
like,
you thought we were just
don't
gonna
even know.
rip on you for 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
Nah,
dude, I
man.
was like,
We
oh
And then
fucking
send
shit.
you off, be like, edit that together, fucker.
So I think I've always had this. I've always loved talking to people. I just love talking to people and finding out new things about anybody.
Exactly.
But I've just always loved talking to people. Is the bottom line of it. I love to find out things about people, and I'm always interested about how they've dealt with anything in life, how they are, how they are personally. I just love knowing things about people, if that makes sense. Like that's how I've always been. And I'll talk to someone I can listen very well. And I'm not like, those kind of people that when they talk, they just want to talk. But when I talk and I want to actually hear what you're saying, and I really appreciate what you're saying to me. But there's always those people that are like kind of fake in conversation where there's like, hey, how was your day today? And all they want to do is talk about their day. I'm like, hey, how was your day, Chase? And I'm gonna listen to it and I'll be like, okay, cool. That's like, I just like to listen about things. And that's just always who I've been or everything. I love that.
That's very true about you, because I can guarantee, like, if like you would hear about the other person's day and you would care. Like, I always see that in you. And then if you ask me that and I explain to you, like, here's what happened my day, da. And then if I were to ask you, like, how was your day, you would just be like, hey man, it was good.
Yeah. I like to hear things about other people. Like, I know that I always have, like, everyone always has their own shit, right? Like, everyone always has their own issues. Everyone always has their own fucking problems. But I always, like, my mindset is always like, hey, Dustin, you're doing okay. Like, everything, you're fine. But this person is more important to you. Like, more important to, like, listen to them. Like, I always, like, the friends in my life, like, I'm always just like, they're more important than what I'm dealing with. What they're dealing with is always more important than what I'm dealing with. I just think that way. I don't know why, but I just do. I think that way all the time.
So at what point after meeting someone then do you be like, you're gonna be
pretty quick? If
favorites
I feel like
now.
we connect, I'm really big on first impressions, which is really weird to say because like Miles and I's first impression, like Miles was my best friend, as everyone probably knows, but like I hated him the first time I met him. But like growing, like that was in college, and like I was just a dumbass motherfucker. But like when
aren't we all?
You grow older, like you learn like this energy is coming to me, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like, oh, this is exactly how I laugh. Like it, even in my literally today, just doing my stupid Zoom cast party after the show I did on Friday, was like I learned a couple people. I was like, oh, I fucking love that person's energy. Like they're really funny. They get my humor. I'm like, yeah. Now it's a whole nother level. Become like you're my people. Like you're my closest friends and everything. I can gauge it a lot quicker than a lot of people, or like than I think. Like when you say something to me, I'll be like, yeah, this is the person that I want to keep talking to, or like this is the person I understand, if that makes sense. That was a ramble. God damn it.
No,
Dude,
man.
being a guest is hard.
It's
this
true.
show sucks, dude.
No, it's great. No, I think it's pretty okay. As a friend, as a buddy of yours, I like can confirm that you are someone who picks up on other people's energies, and you don't. And what I think a lot of people who pick up on people's energies usually adapt it, but you are very good at just mixing your own energy. Look at us talking about energy. My favorite thing, because like what Joe was saying was, whenever we have gone out, we always go to a bar and it just seems like, the staff, that you have a separate series of cheers every bar.
I love just talking to people. Like it's my favorite fucking thing, man. I love talking
really
to somebody,
and
it's just like actually saying like, okay, cool. Like, you do those things like the initial, like I'm not ever gonna be like, hey, what's the worst fucking breakup you've ever been a part of? Okay, I'm not gonna be a creeper like that, but like I love learning about people and like the gradual like conversation and stuff. It's my favorite fucking thing ever, because I am good at it. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I just like I love just talking to somebody and learning about them, and I want to listen because I love meeting new people. I've always loved meeting new people, to have them in my like circle or wherever it is. Like I just always, because I always felt when I went to college, it's weird because I think like I went to college in Nebraska, so like I wasn't like going to fucking Ohio and meeting new people, so I'm not gonna like act like it's a big deal. But I did go to college where I didn't know anybody. Like all my friends were going to UNL, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to Wesleyan, and then I just was like, well, I'm gonna just try to meet new people, and it's my favorite fucking thing because you just learn things about people that you didn't know, and then people that you thought wouldn't be your friend, like Scott Shoemaker and I. Like when we first talked, I was like, nah, fuck you, dude, nerd. And then he's like gonna be like one of my groomsmen at my wedding. Like that's
awesome.
Wow. I just love learning things about people.
Would you say that's something that it has always been innate to you, or like, like even as a kid, what would you say that this has always been representative of who you are as a person, or do you think it was something that just developed later, whether in high school or college?
I think it started to develop, but I've always been someone that's I'm just engaged. I'm just engaged with other people's feelings, other people's things that they're doing. I'm always interested, like I could be doing one thing, but I'm interested in this other thing too. And I think that's helped me in learning about other people. And I want to talk to people. I was shy when I was younger. So I do think also it's like I've grown into it a little bit. But when I started to get more confidence, which is something I do struggle with, but like when I started to get more confidence, I was like, oh, I can talk to someone. Like, I think once you get out of those cliques has helped me. I think I always thought of like cliques in high school, middle school, high school, college, even like there's like, oh, you can only talk to this person, this person, this person. But like those things give you experiences, and then you start to talk to other people. And then I have those experiences. I'm like, I can talk to you about anything. If you look at me and you want to talk about football, I'll talk to you about football. If you want to look at me and talk about the greatest play that's ever written, I'll talk to you about that. So
which is, please enlighten us.
Yeah, what is
greatest play ever written?
Greatest play ever written? I mean, a lot of people have asked this throughout the eons. A lot of people say it's Hamlet. Some people say it's Death of a Salesman. Some people say it's
Streetcar Named Desire.
Streetcar Named Desire, Ghost from Henrik Ibsen. But we've been waiting for you specifically, to answer this question.
The end all be all.
After tonight, history will be made. And we will have to give the forever Tony to this play.
So I'll say this. The greatest play I've ever read, and it was like fully in. So I'm not a big reader. Like I don't read a bunch of shit. The greatest thing I've ever read was Fences, where I was hooked from the beginning till the end, which is hard for me. Like I'm never that guy.
Yeah.
I'm never that person.
For sure.
Fences is the greatest play that I have ever read from the top to the bottom, and was like just involved with it. I like loved it. That's the greatest play that I have ever read.
All right. So this actually segues really good into another question I wanted to ask you was that, okay, so we've established that you're really good at talking to people. We've established that you have an appreciation for theater. Obviously, you're an actor.
Yeah.
So like talking to people, really listening to people, how does that has that been a strength when you've gone into an audition? I mean, aside from your talent and your preparation, yada yada yada, just your innate ability to listen and react to the situation you're put in. Because like for me, that's sometimes one of the hardest things I find, depending on the audition, is going in and just like getting a read on like the temperature of the room, not necessarily even across the table, but just the room itself.
I think I've always been comfortable with meeting. I'm always pretty good with meeting new people, and I like that's always my strength. Like when I go into an audition room and I have people, like the first, 10 to 20 seconds of like, hey, how's it going? That whole thing I'm very good at. Where I like either will crack a joke. Now sometimes it does not work. To be honest, like it doesn't work or whatever. But like I will try my hardest to make that connection. And I'm not afraid to do that. I'm not afraid to be like, if I see someone wearing a shirt, like I did one audition where it was like, I saw a shirt and I knew it was a sports team. And I was like, oh, you like the Timberwolves? I think that's what it was. And then I'll do that. Now that doesn't guarantee me the fucking job, but
No,
like,
but
but it definitely helps because they want to know a human, you know.
yes.
And I think a lot of actors just kind of go in and they're just that robot of, "Hi, my name is X, and I will be doing X,"
Yeah.
instead of like, I don't know, fuck off.
Yeah, I tried to I do strive myself or pride myself on being like, I'm not that guy. I will talk to you about other things and try my hardest to like make whatever connection I can outside of the theater thing. But I think it has helped, Joe. Like I'll talk to people and I just try to find whatever connection. Like they say one thing and I can like kind of see how they're saying it. And I think that's really important too, is how they are, like what they're doing. I can just read it and I'm like, okay, well, this is whatever. Like if I talk to you, Chase or Joe, like we can be really open. I'm like, yeah, sometimes if I like, and there was no
Just like
words
that
in that whole
too.
entire thing.
No, but that's
Like,
is how we communicate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and little
so-
little did the audience know, like that was one of the most eloquent things you've ever said
Mhm.
in your entire life.
Yeah. He just
you
improved
piece of
upon
shit.
a Shakespeare quote, but in our language.
Using our language.
Yes. My question on top of Joe's question is, I would like 2 stories from you. All right. It's tax day in Chaseland, and my taxes are in stories, and it's time for you to pay up. I want 2
I
stories.
like this analogy.
I know it's a good analogy. I was
it.
like, do I have to pay taxes right now? Like,
Yeah, you know, you have to pay in Chaseland.
Well, it's
you do.
because you're rich.
You're rich. And you know, in Chaseland, you know, we tax the rich appropriately. I would love a story of when you just walked into the room and you like they were putty in your hand and you commanded it. And then I want a story where you walked into a room and they just butt fucked you.
Oh, okay.
Like you tried to go in, tried to do the same thing, but it just didn't end up the same way.
Okay, all right. So I will give. All right. So one of my first auditions in New York City was for a Shakespeare show, and I remembered memorizing another Shakespeare piece from Twelfth Night, and I like worked on it, but it was never intuitive. So I have a very intuitive monologue from Tempest Ferdinand that I could spit that no matter what. I have no idea why it's so intuitive to me, but I could always do it no matter what. But I was
That's
like,
a good role
I
for
should.
you.
It is, but he's
That's a good role.
very young. Like, nah, I'm too old now. But
Just shave your
like,
beard.
Aren't you like 23? I don't remember.
28, motherfucker. I'm about to be
Shave,
28.
shave your beard.
Yeah,
dude.
true.
That's all you'd have to do.
You can do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so I remember going into an audition and knowing, I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna fucking, god damn it. Worked on this monologue, worked on it. And then when I went in, like I was on like, you know, set to do that monologue. So I was, you know, we prepare, like, you're both actors, like we prepare for that monologue. And so I went into it and then I was like, I have this monologue. And then as soon as like, Dustin, what are you gonna do? I immediately froze and was like, it's not intuitive enough. I'm thinking about the lines too much. It was like, and I just said, I'm gonna do Ferdinand from The Tempest. You know, completely changing my whole thing. And I looked at the gal in front of me and I made the decision to just, I'm gonna look at you this entire fucking time. So, and I looked at her and did the Ferdinand monologue, which is kind of like a, you know, a love monologue and everything. And I walked out, I was like, I actually did a goddamn good job, and like booked the gig. And I remember talking to that director after. She's like, yeah, I don't know why you did that. You should never do that, but for some reason it worked really fucking well. And I was like, yeah, I just felt it. Another time was I got the call back for a Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Ooh,
that's awesome.
Dude, that's so cool.
That's
be
cool,
a fun
but
role. That would be a fun role, though.
It didn't end well, bro. It didn't end well, man. So the other side did that. And as you both know, I'm not a big musical person. Like I don't understand whatever, but I got that. It was one of a kind from the Grinch musical. So they had sent me the lyrics and whatever, and I just did not spend enough time learning it. And then when I came in, they had asked me, like, I thought we would do like a 30-second snippet of the song, and they like gave me a 30-second snippet of the song to learn. But then when I came in, they're like, all right, do the whole song. I was like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, this is going to be the worst thing ever. And I was just not on tune. I didn't know what I was doing. I looked like the biggest fucking hack ever. Like, I'm trying to sing a song that I clearly don't know very well. And I wasn't prepared enough, which is another thing in the professional sense, like, be fucking ready always. But I was not. And I'm just like trying to sing this song. And I could just feel from like, this dude sucks. And that was definitely one where I got butt fucked in the fucking ass. So yeah.
That's a great segue because this podcast is also sponsored by Penny's Butt Plugs. Penny's Butt Plugs plug up the butt in your radiator. You think it's for your human ass? It's not. It's for your radiators in New York City. Penny's.
It's a long slogan. It's a really long. It's a very long slogan.
Did you write these fucking plugs?
I did not write that down. That came out of my ass right now.
Dustin, I'd like to play a real quick game right now called Obscure Impressions.
Would you?
Yes.
Would you, dude?
This is a game. Chase and I are.
Dude, y'all are the best, man. This is the best.
Played it in college.
Wait, so you two played this like game in college a lot?
Yeah, we played this game in college a lot.
Primarily in the middle of Fuzzy's Taco Shop, R.I.P.
Dude, yes. Fuzzy. Yeah, dude. Wasn't that most of like that shit made me so sad when I found they were closing.
Okay,
and
you
pissed me off.
You know the guy we're talking about because Fuzzy's had the greatest bartender.
Yes.
The greatest bartender.
Served me beer, and I was very obviously underage. God
He's like, dude, fucking.
You were very underage, but
I wasn't very.
Let's not put him on. Let's not throw him under the bus.
You were 20. You
were
20.
It's not like we said his name.
You were 20.
It's not like he's working there anymore.
Hey, you'll know if he's. You'll know.
Dustin.
Dustin.
So most of the time, Obscure Impressions involves a physical response. Because this is a podcast, I would like a vocal impression of this, and I'll start you off with an easy one. A miniature chicken who is on fire.
Yeah.
That's art.
That's beautiful.
That's art.
I would really much, if you could do an impression of a goggle doggle, whatever a goggle doggle is to you, I need you to vocally invoke that image of a goggle doggle.
A goggle. Okay.
Good.
It sounds like a Murloc from World of Warcraft. I know that means nothing to either of you, but it means something to me. Dustin, could I get a monologue said by a mandarin orange being peeled, and the mandarin orange is not sure how it feels about being peeled?
A monologue about a mandarin orange.
No, a monologue from the mandarin orange's perspective while it is being peeled, but it is not sure how it feels about being peeled.
May I ask a clarification on his behalf?
Yes, you may.
Is the monologue... Is the Mandarin Orange an actor, or is the Mandarin Orange a character giving a monologue?
The Mandarin Orange is a character giving the monologue.
Giving a monologue. Okay.
Giving a monologue.
I just wanted to make
Jesus
that.
Christ. Y'all are testing my talent.
So what is that monologue?
This is a good day. I woke up. I saw the sun. I looked over at the apple. I said, "Hey, you good?" He said, "Yeah. Let's cozy into this nest." And then I saw this claw. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I saw this. I looked up. I saw his hand coming to me. And I said, No. Not me. Not today. I'm not the one. So then I looked, and the hand grabbed me and pulled me up. And then I had an eye-to-eye confrontation of my maker. And they were saying, this is the end. And then she started to slowly peel the sides from me. And she peeled, and I said, please don't, please stop. She kept peeling and peeling and peeling and peeling. And by the end, I was naked, afraid, and hurt. And then she ate me. And that was the end of my life. The end.
That was fucking amazing.
Wow. That was a journey.
That was really good.
That was a journey.
That was fucking amazing. That's the shit I signed up for when you asked us to do this.
I think that was the most serious round of obscure impressions
Absolutely.
ever.
Are they usually more like joking? Like I just like,
well,
so I'm one of those people, I'll just say things. The first thing, like I don't know if you guys are like this as an actor. I do the first thing that comes to my head, no matter what. It could be the worst thing ever, but I'm going to do whatever comes to my head. Because I've learned that it could be the worst thing ever or it could be the coolest thing ever. Like you can tell me like, yeah, that was bad. I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm always going to try like the dumbest shit. Like whatever I think of, I do. And I just do it. Ever.
It's like that golden rule of improv, you know. It's the ultimate yes and form of doing yes and to yourself.
Yeah. Which is hard. Like how do you yes and yourself, you know?
Yeah. But also it's like going along with that instinct, like you just roll with it, and that's half the fun. It's like I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
But I'm in control. I just don't know.
Oh my God, that was.
But I am proud of myself for that. I am a little proud.
That was good.
A little bit. I'm like,
one of the best just improvised monologues I think I've ever heard.
Honestly, though, like it really was.
Peeling
okay.
and peeling and peeling and peeling. Wow, dude, that was almost
like the repetition. Like I was feeling for this mandarin orange.
Yeah, dude.
I know, right?
Like you gave it a friend. You gave it an apple friend.
Your life's about to end.
Like it was part of a garden.
Yeah, man. I like how fruits in your universe have nests.
Yeah, dude.
That was my favorite. You were like, we were in a nest, and I went, shit.
You know, like everyone's like, you have those baskets and like banana, apple, you're around people.
Yeah. Like edible arrangements.
Dude, my head works in a weird fucking way, dude.
Sometimes
they're weird by edible arrangements. No,
this episode is sponsored by Edible Arrangements. Edible Arrangements. Dip your
can't
fruit
do
in
that.
chocolate
You can't
and put it in a flower shape, and we'll slap a $50 price tag on it. Dustin, I have another Would You Rather, and this is perhaps the most important Would You Rather of the night, actually. And I'm putting it in the middle or wherever you decide to put this in the episode. This one comes all the way from the lovely, incredible Rachel Pickrell.
Dude, I hate her.
She's fine.
And she,
no, she texted me today. She was like,
pretty mild, and one who hates her.
I had sent her a text yesterday about my stupid show. And then I was like, hey, if you want to see this one, then like I got a Snapchat message like 3 a.m. She goes, did I miss something? You fucking suck, dude. But no. What does Rachie say? I love Rachie. I love Rachel.
That moment where I wake up to 3 of your Snapchats and
yeah, probably.
Chase,
can we talk? Chase, actually, all right, Joe. I don't mean to whatever.
No,
but
please go.
I don't know if this will make it whatever.
On, you definitely just called him Cho for a second.
Yeah. I said Joe.
You said Joe.
There was a moment that you said Joe.
You said Joe.
Dude, you suck,
I would also
man.
like to point out that I'm counting as the second time on one of your episodes. And keep in mind, I've only been in 2 of your episodes so far.
Same.
That you have referenced me as Chase instead of Joe.
It happens.
I said, you suck.
Anyways,
Chase. So when I say,
anyways, I woke up.
You mother.
Anyway, I got gout.
I got gout. Chase, what was the Snapchat I sent you? They were like, what? Because I don't remember it at all. Do you remember it at all?
I think you were talking about how you just got like money and it was a certain amount, like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Like that's all you said was like, I got
That's
$3,000
all
or something along those lines. Or maybe you spent $3,000, which I don't know if you did, but all I remember was getting.
Well, he is rich.
I know, but all I
That's
remember
wild. That's wild.
was you sending me a Snapchat. You were in the dark somewhere, but you couldn't have been in a bar because those aren't happening. And you were like, I don't know, $1,500. And I was like, what? And you went, I don't know. And we left it at that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this. I definitely didn't spend $3,000 on anything.
Probably
if that was no, I don't know either. I don't know either. I just want to clear that up. Like, I don't want people like Dustin just throws $3,000 everywhere.
Oh no, you basically
wild,
babysit an army of children every day. So I imagine
that's
you get
fucking
paid
wild.
well.
Dude,
but I thought that was so funny the next day when you text me that you were like, "What?"
I
like,
love it now because it's gotten to the point where Dustin has texted me both sober and drunk.
Yeah.
And I never know when he is one or the other because there is an equal amount of misspelling and grammar errors.
You son of a bitch.
No, it's right though.
Both chains of text.
Yeah.
Like it will be the exact same whether you are sober or drunk and be like, dude, I just got this soccer ball at Forever 21 and let me tell you, bro, like I'm riding on the subway train right now and there's a fish here, all right? There's a fish here in the subway and there's a crab talking to the fish.
And here's the thing: you could have been completely sober. That could have happened.
Like, that
definitely. Yeah,
we've gotten just as strange texts where,
and then it'll be like the correction text, and it'll be like hi with the little asterisk next to it.
Like, at what point you didn't even say? Okay, sure, yeah, let's do it.
Dude, whatever. I'm very like I only open up with that with like people like I know I drink a shit ton, dude, but like I'll do that with people that I know. Like I'll think whatever the fuck I'm thinking in that moment. But I do have this other thing like, oh, I can text Joe this and like it's not gonna matter the next day. Like we'll laugh about it. Like, I'm weird, dude. When I'm drinking, like I think something and then I just have to tell somebody. And I was like,
Isn't that the whole purpose of the segment, Dusty's Drunken Thoughts?
Yeah, right? Yeah, it definitely is. Like, it's just my thoughts, and I think about it, and I have to talk to someone about it. Yeah, it could be like I just had to talk to people, and I had to learn. Like, I have like a designated. So there's a couple girls that just get the most random shit, but like no one else has to hear about it. So because
here's how this is my perspective on it is that, and I will speak for Joe as well. Because
feel free,
I can
please.
do that for each other.
That is true.
I'm very happy to be on that list of like, I don't know what the fuck this is that he sent me, but I'm glad he did.
Which brings me to Rachel Pickrell's question. Dustin, would you rather hang out with Chase or Joe?
Oh shit. I know the answer to this one because I listened to the Chase and Joe episode and you were like, Joe and me, we're more friends.
No, yeah, Joe has always been closer to me. Chase has always been friends with like my ex-girlfriends and friends with other people. Joe has always been my dude. And Chase, you didn't have my number saved for fucking years.
It's true.
But you're like close to me. No, that's not an attack. I'm sorry. That sounded like an attack.
I know. No.
I don't want that to sound like an attack. That was weird.
I never took offense to that because
I think I can actually clarify this in one simple statement. The only difference that I did that Chase did not do is that in college, I would yell at Dustin from down the hall and call him obscure names. And for some reason, me saying he's a big, young, tall, strong man named Stedman in a funny voice made me closer to him than you did.
Probably true. Chase, I fucking love you. I wouldn't ask you to have done this stupid fucking podcast. I wouldn't have asked you to do this stupid ass podcast. Like I love this dynamic. I love you two.
Okay.
I always felt like a bigger brother, but you two were literally like, I want to take care of them. And I'm always like, you're my little brothers.
I'm going to speak for Chase because we genuinely did feel that.
Yeah, 100%.
In college. I mean, like, fuck. I mean, we've told this on the podcast before, and both of our episodes. I remember, like, dude, the first time that Maggie invited us over to your apartment, like, we were terrified, we were excited, we were honored. Like, it was a big deal to us. And then the fact that, like, at that point, we knew you had been cast in Usnavi, and, like, at least in my mind, it was like, oh, he got a lead in a big main stage musical, so, like, he's a big deal.
Like, you not to blow up your head, but
not to blow up your head, but he's a big deal.
But we were like, he's a big deal.
Big deal.
The big deal, bro.
And we were like, and I mean, and Jack had so many nice things to say to you about in class. And so I mean, we were just like,
now, like, obviously you're a very talented actor. We always look up to.
I mean, and so when we came over, I mean, there was a little bit of intimidation, and then the fact that, like, we just like hit it off so well with the four of you. But I mean, I knew that both of us had a vibe that, like, we had you going.
You guys were like, I thought you guys were so funny, so cool. And I immediately was like, yeah, these guys. Like, I'm not like, it sounds dumb because, you know, like, college is like me saying, like, I took you under my wing and, like, we're unprofessional. Like, I understand there's all that fakeable shit. Yeah. But, like, yeah, I literally looked at you two and I was like, yeah, these two motherfuckers are talented and funny as fuck. Like, I'm gonna make sure, like, they're cool. These two motherfuckers are dope as fuck. And it was like the best thing to, like, feel like these two people looked up to me. And I was like, oh, I want to, like, prove that I'm, like, good, that I'm not like a worthless motherfucker to look up to. Like, I'm
You've never been worthless to us. You've always been, like, such a peak in our lives.
Yeah.
And again, just because, like, this has been a lot of Chase and Dusty airing things out, is like, during,
and that's what the fun podcast is, bro.
I have never ever thought an ill will towards you or anything.
Well, I never thought that towards you two guys either. Like, I always just, like, I want to always, like, when y'all were in New York, all I want to do is take care of you. Like, I'm not a rich fucking actor, but I was like, always like, I'm gonna make sure they're okay. Like, I'm never gonna.
You did. You
really did.
You really fucking did. There was specifically a night that Julie and I went out. Not only was I going through one of really the lowest point in my life, and also the lowest financial point in my life, and you literally just bought all my drinks that night. And, like, even that simple thing, like, made a world of difference to me. And it was just a good time just to be with you.
Oh, I just always loved you guys with, like, passion that's hard.
And we love you, and
we love you very much.
I mean, it's literally like the only other relationship that I can ever equate, like, this relationship to, between me and you, and like Joe and you and Joe and me, is my literal brother Caleb. My literal older brother Caleb. The only way I can be like, I have my older brother Caleb. I also have my older brother Dustin, who,
dude,
is there for me.
Yeah, I just always.
I mean, we could text you. I mean, you're in New York and we're in the Midwest right now, and like, we could text you being like, "Hey, man, I'm going through some shit," and you'll be like, "How can I help?"
That's just who I am, though. There's people in my circle. There's people that I care about. And those people will never not have my support, no matter what. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't care anything about where you're, like. It's important to me. It's important to me to have those kind of people that are in your circle, and you're just like, I'm gonna take care of them. I'm gonna help them. I'm there for them. I don't know if that makes sense.
And you know what? I'm feeling a lot of love in this episode. And nothing says love like champagne. And that brings me to a point.
Christ.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Paul Masson Champagne.
I've got a question for you, Dustin. And
what's up, baby boy?
It's because we're approaching the holiday season, right?
Yes, sir.
And by approaching, I mean we are fully in the holiday season. Hanukkah's been happening. Yule is just around the corner. Christmas is also just around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Kwanzaa's right after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
What is your magic Christmas moment from childhood?
Ooh.
What's that moment where you're like, it could be either like just a magical moment of like, oh, this is a really great moment, or literal magical moment of like, holy shit, Santa's real, whatever that means to you. I just want to know because this will be releasing right before.
One time, so like when the PlayStation 2 came out, so like my dad and mom were divorced, and then so my dad and I were on like out, and then we were in Walmart, and he just goes, hey, pick a Xbox game. Or no, it was Xbox. It wasn't PlayStation. But it was like, he said, pick an Xbox game. I was like, why? I don't have an Xbox console. He's like, maybe you'll get one for Christmas. Just to piss my mom off, because he knew who my mom had already bought me an Xbox. So I go, oh, God, I mean, I like the Spider-Man game. That'd be cool to play. And when my mom realized that I had had the game, she's like, that motherfucker.
First he lied about Brett Favre, and now this?
Yes.
Your first D&D experience is over podcast, first of all, which is got to be different. I kind of want to know what's your first thoughts and feelings about D&D as a new player relatively.
So I always thought D&D was this dumbass bullshit that nerds played to pretend that they were this or that.
Yeah.
So I always thought that wrong. That was, it was like, I'm to pretend that I'm a fucking lord, and that'll be cool for today. But so when my friend Aaron had asked me to do this podcast, he had said, "Oh, I want you to do this." I'm like, dude, this is not my thing. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's not my thing. And then, the quarantine happened, and then I was doing fucking nothing. Then he came back to me. He was like, hey, dude, I think it would be pretty fun. And then like, dude, fucking whatever, man. Cool. So I'll do it. And then I started doing it, and I realized you get to create these kind of characters that are so much fun, and you're committed to those characters, and you commit those characters to those choices. And always thought D&D was this like nerdy whatever thing, and now I'm just like, no, it's just people that know how to create art. Like, they know how to create a story, and they know how to do that. And I finally learned that, and it's like incredibly fun for me to be able to do that.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about your first character you ever made? Who's what was he? Was he a half elf fighter? I know he was a fighter.
Yeah.
But I'll let you tell him the name.
Yeah, so
I'll let you explain the name.
So the
I've
name
listened to a couple of episodes of this podcast.
So the name is Candyman, and so the idea is he's this half elfish fighter, and he's a no nonsense motherfucker. So he's just like, so I base it off of, I don't know if you like or watch professional wrestling, but I base it off of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So he's just the dude that just like, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna drink beer. I'm gonna kick your ass. That's the only thing. Like, that's how I thought about it. It was the easiest way to me to kind of like melt into this kind of world or anything. So I would do that, and it was like, no, dude, I'm just gonna get fucked up, but I'm gonna kick your ass or whatever it is, and I'm immediately ready for a fight, no matter what it is. So it was dope to do that stuff.
I would say, what has. Because D&D is a very important thing, I think, to many people. And I would say I would really just truthfully, want to ask, like, what are the things that you glean from D&D? The things that you learn from D&D that affect you?
Being more
that like you get from it,
being more comfortable in myself. I had my friend that I won't name, but I know his girlfriend like didn't like that he did it, and then but he loved it. And you're like, all right, so if I like this and it makes me happy, I don't give a fuck what it makes you feel. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with it. Fuck off. I've learned that it's just, if I'm interested in it, I'm not trying to oppress other people. I don't give a fuck what you're saying, or I don't give a fuck what you're thinking. I love that. I want to do it, and I'm gonna do it. So yeah, fuck off.
I think that brings up a really interesting point because I feel like at least growing up, like before I really got exposed to D&D, that D&D had like this sort of like stigma around it, like it was really for like, and I hate to use this word, but it was for like losers. Like only like losers played D&D. Like it was like the stereotype about it. And now like it's almost weird if you have never played D&D. Like you're sort of like the odd one out then if you've never played D&D or like anything. Like whether you like it or not, that's one thing, but like at least
I have so many friends that actually play it. Like they do it and they love it. Like there's a weekly D&D session and they do it every week. Yeah.
I mean, I have friends, and like Chase has been one of these friends. Like they've been a part of like 4 different campaigns at once, and I'm like, that's a lot of like things to keep track of.
Yeah,
but like I get it, especially if you have like good groups to play with. Like because I've been a part of like D&D campaigns where it's like the group just like it didn't click. There were like one shots, and we'd get done making a character, and already I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like I'm already feeling like I don't want to do this.
Joe and I have both been in the same group.
Yeah,
where we were like, "This is
we're done."
But then like if you have a really good group, man, you'll get going and you'll be like, the session will already be over, and you're like, fuck, it's been like, and then you look down at your watch or the clock or whatever, and it's like, fuck, it's been like 3 hours, and it's felt like 15 minutes.
Yeah, you have those connections. Like I thought that way, like everyone else probably did, I guess. But when you do it with like a good D&D master and everything like that, it's like a fun story to like try to tell, and it's cool. Yeah. And I never thought of it that way.
And part of it is you're making up the story as you go. Like even if you're in the party, it's like you definitely have your part in the story.
Yeah.
Like
that's the thing. The
DM's just there to like guide you.
Yeah, he's there to just kind of basically the DM is like the world engine. You know what I mean? Yep. Like when we think of like video games, they're the engine. They run the thing. Whereas you have complete agency within it. And it's really I think the only times that there's ever a cog in the wheel is if a player comes in having the wild idea of I'm the hero of the story. You are a hero of the story. But like the thing is that the rest of your party is also just equally the hero of this story as you are. Because I've played D&D campaigns where people are like, I'm the hero, and we're all like, well, like, what are we? The sidekicks? Because we're not.
Yeah.
And so
what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah, what am I, chopped liver?
And so
liver? So it's very much like the kind of thing of, it's teamwork, It's all of the Planeteers: water, fire, earth, heart, air.
That's some airbender shit.
You're a video game guy. You like video games.
You're a video gaming.
Do you have? What was the very first memory you have of playing a video game? Being like, these things are dope.
And I have the second question to tack onto that. What was that one Xbox video game that your dad bought you?
Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man. So when I was like actually able to play the finally playing those next gen games, I was playing Spider-Man and a wrestling game. So I've always been like a big professional wrestling fan. So I've always loved playing those games. So Spider-Man, professional wrestling, playing WWE, whatever the year was that year.
Right.
Spider-Man was like the coolest game to me. It was so open world. It was dope. It was awesome. It was challenging. Like that game was fucking awesome.
Yeah, which I need to know which Spider-Man game was it? Was it Spider-Man 2?
It was Spider-Man 1. It was literally the first Spider-Man game ever. But now, like, if you're trying to compare like the best Spider-Man games, this newly developed Spider-Man game is the greatest game I've ever played.
Marvel Spider-Man, really good. It's really good.
The best game I've ever played, man.
What was the very first video game you ever played? Was it Spider-Man?
So the first game I ever played was Spyro. Ever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Spyro on PlayStation.
Boy.
Yeah. So that's the first game I ever played on any console. So Spyro and Raymond, me and my sister would play those games together.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got the next upgrade was Spider-Man. But yeah, Spyro is the first game.
That's really interesting that
so
your first and it's, you know, at the time I'm sure it probably wasn't, but it's really interesting that your first time with video games was actually a PlayStation, because I feel like most people would say like, oh, the very first video game that they at least have a memory of is something in Nintendo's library.
I never played Nintendo. I never did that ever.
Maybe it's just me.
I didn't play Nintendo. I started with PlayStation.
Dustin, what was the very first? Were you a big Halloween kid growing up?
Yeah, I was.
You went trick or treating and shit.
Yeah, so I always dressed up as like professional wrestlers though. So like I always had like Kane, Stone Cold.
Yeah. Were you ever Macho Man Randy Savage?
No, I was never him.
You're never Macho Man. Can you do a Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation for us right now?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, the fucking thing. I'll put you in the fucking lock. Yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
That's really shitty impression.
No, it's not. Who is your number one wrestler?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Easy.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is the number one.
He's like literally my hero, dude.
What is your opinion on my number one, John Cena?
Dun, dun, dun,
The fact that he's your number one makes you not understand what wrestling is.
No, I don't, but I just love his memes.
No one cares what I think about professional wrestling, but like John Cena is just another person that you're like, you say things like, oh yeah, he's a big deal. He's like a big movie star now, but he's never even close to a professional wrestler like Stone Cold was, man.
Right.
Like when Stone Cold came out, dude, I would be like, I lost my mind. I got woke up at fucking 10 because my 10 p.m. to be like, after my bedtime to be like, all right, Stone Cold's on. Like, you can watch it for the next 30 minutes. He's
cool.
the best, dude.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's right.
Who are you, Dustin? Who are like your top 3 to 5 inspirations?
Inspirations?
Most inspirational people. Who are like your top 3 being like you look up to, being like, I want to be.
Right. Is that 3? 3 of them?
Yeah, let's go top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3.
All right, top 3. All right, I would go Eminem, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Stone Cold.
Okay. I didn't know you were a big Eminem fan.
Dude, he's my favorite fucking artist ever. Like, I love country music. Like, don't get me wrong. But like Eminem is my favorite artist ever. Everything he creates is fucking incredible to me.
This was another one of the questions, and who was the artist that got you into music? Do you remember?
Either Eminem or Alan Jackson. Alan Jackson got me into country music. Eminem got me into understanding how cool rap was.
Now, forgive me, I don't know Eminem's history all that well. Was this pre or post 8 Mile? I
don't know those timelines, I guess, but like Eminem was like when I learned what 8 Mile was, and I learned how lyrically great he was. Was the coolest thing to me, that he could just tell a story with like using words. I think rap, like they use a lot of pop culture bullshit that doesn't tell the story the way that Eminem can lyrically tell a story. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Honestly, like I completely agree. Like that's one of the reasons why I admittedly kind of like I get a lot ahead of myself and I forget a lot of, kind of what's important in the argument, but I get ahead of myself because it's like a lot of like rap and pop music, it's like all the same to me.
Yeah, to me,
It's so much of just like the same. It's like it's this reference is like got a big ass, got like money, got drugs, got whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like yeah, there's a lot of like rock and roll and metal that does that too. So it's like guilty of that. But then there's like there are the artists like Eminem that come along. They turn it into like more than just an art form. Like it's
yeah, but they're telling a story. Like
Yeah.
when you're lyrically writing something, that person is concentrated on the story. And I think a lot of other rappers at this time are just fixated on the beat that they're creating or whatever. But like
yeah.
when I'm writing or anything I'm doing, like I'm always focused on the story. And that's probably why I love Eminem so much, because I love the story that he's creating no matter what he's doing. But yeah.
He's one of the ones that I give mad credit to, because in every single one of his songs that I've heard, like he really does appeal to the ethos, pathos, and logos of the listener.
Yeah, he does though.
What a good, holy shit. That made me shit my pants to hear you say those 3 words about consumeristic rap music.
Yeah.
He does.
I'm sure he knows. He totally does.
I'm not much like I do enjoy rap, but I don't listen to it all that often. But that really, I don't know.
No,
that made me go,
Joe, that was like a really intellectual thing to say.
Well, but I mean, like you listen to like even like the songs that may be considered more like corny or whatever. I mean, it's like he has everything from like he shows off like his talent in this song, but there's still like a story behind that, and then he shows off like this huge like emotional and logical and ethical side to him in like this other song. And I mean it's incredible. And like meanwhile there's like these weird almost like comedic twists in the middle of it.
Yeah, but
I mean it's just like a roller coaster ride, but you're completely along with him for it.
Because the thing that my first memory of Eminem was watching one of his music videos in the morning before going to middle school, and it specifically referenced a porno called Nailin' Palin.
Yes, I know exactly, because it also references Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
I know exactly the song you're talking about because I watched the exact same video before middle school.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, ooh, and he comes in as a lumberjack at one point. That's my memory. That's my memory of Eminem. You're a rapper. He's your number A letter.
He's my favorite artist ever.
Yeah.
Even like everyone's like, oh, Dustin loves country or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like Eminem is like my favorite artist I've ever listened to ever. Luke Combs is like very quickly becoming the next thing, but Eminem is just, I love lyrical artistry. So I love telling a story through a lyric and not it being this fucking, even when he goes back to fucking like theater and shit, the lyrics of it is what gets me into it. So
I think would lead into Lin-Manuel Miranda, because
that's why I love him so much too.
Hip hop aside, the hip hop aspect aside, his lyrics are genius. And I remember in college you toted around Hamilton.
Yeah, before it became like way before it became huge.
Yeah,
but like, what was
like
cool
I got the album because you were like touting it so much, or not touting.
Yeah, but I did. So when I was doing Gustavian in the Heights, I had stumbled upon the fact of him doing the Hamilton poetry reading in 2007, and I listened to that every day. Like I was obsessed with it. And then I learned like, oh, this is a rap musical. Like this is the one thing I'm okay at in musical territory that I was always like, it was always a hard thing to get into. And I learned that rap. And I learned it every day. I did it for my senior project. I did it for whatever. And then when like the coolest thing was like knowing like after I saw that show in front of all these Tony Award winning fucking actresses and actors was like, you knew every word to the show. And I was like, and to this opening number. And I was like, yeah, because I listened to it every day. I listened to it every day nonstop. I listened to it in the Heights every day nonstop. And I loved listening to a lyrical fucking catchy rap. It was the best thing to me. No, that shit made the world to me. Like all I cared about was that. It was like the first thing, like when you get told when you can't do something, right?
Yeah.
So you're told you can't do something, and then you go, all right, well, I'm not the most talented person at this, I'm not the most talented person at that, but you find what you are okay at, and then you go, well, I'm gonna work my ass off to make it seem like it's the best. You know, you get committed, and I've always had that chip on my shoulder, like I'm committed to this. I'm gonna make this shit work, no matter what it is. Whatever. So
no matter what's pushing against you, it's like, nah, man.
Yeah, no
fuck
matter
you.
what
Like, you're not
people are
Nah,
telling me,
man,
like,
man.
oh, you can't do this,
Non-stop.
can't do that, can't do that, and you go, all right, dude, like, I can, but like, it'll be different than what you're thinking, but like, I'm gonna make it work.
I'm gonna make it work for me because I'm me. You don't know me. I know me.
I think that's rough. I think so many people are just like, ah, you can't do that, Dustin. You can't do this. You can't. I'm speaking for me, obviously, but I mean, like, and I would assume like you two have both dealt with this too. But it's like people, when you say that you can't do something, it either makes you rise up,
Rise up.
I'm gonna do it, or it makes you go, no, I can't do it. I can't. And I've always been told I can't do something so much. And I go, man, I'm going to prove it. I can't do a musical because I can't carry a tune. All right, cool. So I'm going to learn that I can carry a tune enough to like do a musical. Oh, you can't dance enough. I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn that I can. Like, I just, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, don't tell me I can't do something.
Yeah, prove it wrong. I mean, I feel like that's like whenever you hear someone at an Oscar speech or some shit, they always say like, oh, these are the people who encouraged me. But I'm specifically also going to call out the people who didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, like, I don't know, like looking back on it, it's like I've had people tell me like, nah, you can't do that. But when I look back on like the times where it's like someone's told me, nah, you can't do that, it's mainly just been myself.
Right?
And it's mainly just like a bunch of self-doubt.
Good point.
More you
you
thought, Joe, like you couldn't do it, but you found...
it's like, oh man, like, oh well, how could I ever compare to that? Or you know, how could I how
do you overcome that though? So like if someone like your self-doubt is probably the hardest thing to overcome though. So if you personally are saying like, I can't do it personally, how do you overcome that?
I surround myself with people who constantly support me, constantly love me, build me up, genuinely want the best for me, love me as much as I love them. And eventually I have the strength to say fuck you to that little voice, and am able to kind of go on.
How do you feel about that, Chase? Do you deal with it the same way?
Yeah, because I also deal with that that voice of doubt.
Well, I think every actor does,
and every actor totally does. Absolutely,
they definitely do.
You know, it's always just very specialized. Because obviously it's that old cliche of you are your own worst enemy. You know what I mean? So only you know the very soft spots of the underbelly to strike with a knife.
Yeah.
You know? But it is the same, you know, with Joe. As you know, you do surround yourself with people who are uplifting and constantly, you know, loving and no matter what, will always, you know, have your back in one way or another, you know. Certainly, because like even like recently I went on a local audition just because it was there and I wanted to do it and I hadn't done it for a while. And part of that was a dance call. I'm not much of a dancer when it comes to musical theater. I can sing, but I can't really dance all that well. But just like texting people, and Joe, of course, being included in this, you know, are like, oh, like you'll do the best, obviously you do the best you can, you'll do great, it's just kind of overriding that, really. It's a weird mental thing of that you just got to override that voice, because truly that voice ain't shit.
No.
How do you deal with that voice?
I talk to the people that I care about. When I have an audition and I think I do okay, but I don't know, I'll just go at a bar and I'll drink or whatever, but I'll text my two go-to people, be like, I'll vent about it and then I'll forget about it the next day. I just need to vent about it for a little bit, and then I'll just move on from it.
That's one of the things, like, I always tell people, like, when you're having like a down day or whatever, or a down moment, like, I always tell them, like, look, I'm here to help, like, any way I can.
Yeah.
I may not always know what to say. I'll be brutally honest. Like, I'm not great with words. I may not always know what to say, but I will at least listen to you, because I know, like, sometimes you just need to vent and look someone
You just
in
need
the
to
eyes.
say things. You have to say
You just need
it.
to say something, and then
Like,
look at
get
someone
it
in the
out.
eye and have them say back to you, being like, "You're completely right, feeling this way."
Yeah.
Like, like
But
you're
it's
not.
okay to be pissed off. Like, you think, all right, so like I'm in a role, like I'm definitely the perfect choice for this or whatever you're thinking, and like I didn't get it. Okay, cool. But you have to bitch to that one person. You have to bitch.
Yeah.
You have to have that. If you don't have that, you're not letting any of the anger out. If you're not letting it out, then you're not able to let yourself grow to the next thing that you can learn from.
That feeling is a literal weight on
Yeah.
you, and it's a weight that can only be lifted, talking about it and expelling it, and people have different ways of expelling it, but you have to expel it some way.
Yeah, but
and there's
do
no
you guys
way.
have? So how do you two expel it? So I have Miles where like I'll just text him the most random shit in the world. Like I'll just go, hey, fuck this shit today. And then we talk about it this day or whatever it is. Like whatever it is, I just send him the most, like I'll just text him shit. Do you do that for each other, or do you just send things to a blank wall, or like what do you do?
I mean, we definitely. Wow. I'll be the first to admit to a room that I bottle my shit up, which is, I know, not healthy and definitely not the best way to do it, but I do, and I bottle it up until it becomes too much, and Joe is carrying me up to my own bedroom because I can't do anything else. But I mean, other than that, I mean, when it comes to that stuff, I mean, typically, I'm very lucky right now to be in therapy and have a therapist to have that release and just be able to say shit. So that's at least for me, that's what I do. As well as, whenever, because I don't necessarily keep up communication with everyone in my life every day. I'm not much of a texter. I'm not much of a caller. Like Joe is my best friend in the world, and we just only had a FaceTime or a Zoom not long ago, in a very long while, and we have not seen each other since before quarantine. But it's in those times that he and I will catch up and be able to say those things.
So that's so Milo, and Milo is like my sounding board every day. Every day. So I'm if I'm pissed, so if I get pissed off about something, I text him just to say things, like just to say it. I fucking hate her, and like I just say it to him. But like Milo and I text like every day, like we whatever it is, me and him text every day. So that's interesting.
See, I wish I could. For me, I don't allow myself to do that. For whatever reason.
I get that, Chase.
Like, it's
I only allow myself to do that with
Joe has had to say for me with certain ex-girlfriends. He's been the one in my friendship to have to be the one to be like, no, you can say fuck that bitch. Like, you can say that, and me be like, but like, no. So I guess this is my way of saying thank you, Joe. Pretty exactly. He really does. The very first time I went on a date after a really bad breakup was because Joe sat at a bar and publicly yelled at me to text a girl to ask her on a date. It was the best thing in the world.
I screamed at him.
Screamed at me in a bar. 2:00 in the afternoon.
I screamed at you.
I took him to a bar that I love, and I knew all the bartenders in the bar. Shout out to Connor. He was never gonna listen to this. Shout out to Connor at the Brazen Fox, because fuck that guy. He's a dick. He's trying to start his own whiskey company. Anyway, we were sitting at a bar getting a relatively amount of free drinks from Connor, both of us drunk in the middle of the day, and Joe just yelling, "Ask her out!"
And he's not exaggerating. It was at the top of my lungs. I was yelling it at him. Like, you asked this girl out on a date now.
And I did, and it was great. And you know what? We went on one date, and that was it. But that was fine, and it was great. So.
I believe the exact thread I said to you was, "You ask her out, or I take your phone and ask her out for you."
Yeah, it was exactly that, and I was very scared because I knew he would.
Justin, on your acting resume, what is the one special skill on your acting resume that you are most proud of, or that you really always hope somebody asks you about?
My Trump impression.
No
it's either gonna go well, like you're either gonna love it or you're gonna laugh about it. Be like, that's the dumbest shit fucking ever. So like, the last time I was asked to do it, I got a call back for it, but it was just like I did my monologue, and they were like, "All right, Dustin, you have a Trump impression on your resume," and I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, cool. Like, what do you need?" And I was like, "Just ask me a question." So like that back and forth is really cool to like have that. And then like, again, like I'm not saying it's the best impression in the world. Like, you're either gonna find it really funny or you're gonna be like, this impression sucks.
Well, now you have to do it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, Chase, ask me a question. Same thing.
What's your favorite flower?
Sometimes the fruits, when I was laying down, the fruits are there. I don't know what a flower is. Flowers are pina coladas, berry fuchsia. But sometimes, hey, let me tell you something. The flowers are cool. I like flowers. I've liked all the flowers. I've never had a flower I didn't like. I like every flower that's ever been made. I'm the best. Okay?
Sure. Yeah. I really like how you captured his incapability of actually being able to be a human. That's my favorite part.
No, when you started with like the fruits.
Yeah, it's like
what's your favorite flower? The fruits.
Yeah, the fruits. What are you talking about?
About as what I expected.
I love
no connection there, bro.
Holy shit! I'm crying at that, man. Oh my god, that's good.
What are you fucking talking about, dude? You talking about fruits right now?
Do you do any other impressions?
No, I think I'm not good at them ever. I don't have.
What makes you say that?
Because I don't have like, I don't know how I did the Trump one. That was like someone asked me to do it, and I did it.
All right,
like
I'm inventing a new segment right now, Chase.
Right now, let's freaking.
It's called It's called Chase and Joe help Dustin do impressions.
Yes.
All right.
It's a mouthful, but I think we can work on the title.
I'm gonna start you with like one of the most basic impressions that literally everybody does. All right. Okay. That's Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what Kermit the Frog sounds like.
It's not gonna be good though.
No. Okay. Well, no. Just
that little voice that we were talking about.
Yeah. Say
it's
fuck
time for you to stab it through the dick.
Stab it through the dick, and just give it like your first shot right now.
Yeah, right now. Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, the thing.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah. No. Actually, you're.
Well, that's pretty bad.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, it was just a Southern accent, but we can work on it.
We can work on it.
We can work on it, but we can work on it. It's not. It wasn't bad.
You had like the pitch inflection.
You had the up and downs.
Everything. Yeah. You had the ups and downs. So keep that. Eliminate the Southern accent.
Yeah.
And talk with the back of your throat.
All right.
Sometimes I can't.
Can you imagine?
You know what? You know how to glottal?
Yeah. Here. Let me. So imagine that you're.
There you go. Yeah. No, that was it.
Almost there.
You're really close.
Listen, okay, I want you to kind of think in the back of your throat. You have your soft palate. Could you bring up your soft
here? And I would like to see if you would like to talk.
And bring that soft palate right up into your nose. Really bring it up into your.
To my nose, Miss Piggy doesn't know. She didn't tell me she loved me, but I think so.
Honestly, you did it.
Yeah, you got it.
You really did it.
You got right up in there.
You really did it.
Yeah, I
know. See, you just added another impression on your resume.
Boom.
Right there.
Put it down. Write it down right now.
Write it down.
We're gonna wait 15 minutes while you edit your resume in silence.
Yeah. Next impression I'm going to have you do is Bill Clinton. All right.
Give it
These
a
are
shot.
basically like the first two impressions I pull out anytime. Bill Clinton. So you know like what Bill Clinton sounds like, really nasally, and he has like almost like a Southern drawl, but it's not a Southern accent. Yeah, and it's like just this really smooth.
Because he's like from Illinois, isn't he? From?
I don't care.
I don't know. Good point. No, you're correct. We don't care.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Why is it a musical? Let me ask you that.
Fuck you, dude. I fucking don't need your judgment.
No, okay.
I just didn't know why you made it a musical. I'm not saying it was a wrong choice. It wasn't.
The fact that you're all telling me like, oh, do this impression doesn't. I'm not good at impressions.
The reason behind the choice. Here's my belief. Here's my soul. This is the reason I exist, and the reason I think all life exists is that I think Dustin can rock. Okay. He can rock a Matthew McConaughey impression.
Oh yeah.
I think here's the thing, right? Because we're talking about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is just a few steps different from Matthew McConaughey, I believe, as a religious tenant.
Take a Bill Clinton impersonation, smoke a big fat joint, pretend like you smoke a big fat joint, and you have Matthew McConaughey.
Or do smoke a big fat joint right now.
All right.
Boom,
you got it.
Boom, baby. Boom.
Nailed it. Say the line, that's what I love about high schoolers. I get older, they stay the same age.
Hey, that's what I like about high schools. They get older, they stay the same age, man. They're fucking there.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
There he is. Boom. See, already as a religious tenant, knowing Dustin Sutcliffe can do a killer Matthew McConaughey impression. Now, all you got to do is take that Matthew McConaughey impression, just slow it and age it up a bit. Just age it up, and you get Bill.
Age it up a bit further.
I'll try.
Yeah,
all right.
Please do. Go for it.
Let me tell you something. When I came up, they told me that I wasn't going to be there, but they told me, they said, is that Monica? And I said, yeah. But I never touched her. I never looked at her. Okay. I looked at her one time and I said, she's a pretty girl, but I never put my hands on that woman.
That's it. That is you it. Did it. You did it. Boom, baby.
That's my boy.
Cut.
That's my fucking boy.
Real edit into production, into movie theaters.
Hell yeah.
So one of the questions that was asked to me was, what's my favorite college experience? Number one was, So Julia Wilkinson, who I fucking love, who's like my sister.
Yeah, and I love her so much.
Yeah, she's fucking dope, man. I remember my 22nd birthday, and I remember everybody was like preparing for it. We were in rehearsals, whatever. So Adam, Scott were there. Like Adam and I were like, I texted Adam, was like, hey, do you want to do on a double date tonight? And he was like, yeah, we'll go to Applebee's, we'll do whatever. Da, da, da. And so we were supposed to do that. So I was like, all right, cool. So we got a rehearsal, and then their job was to keep me out of the space, like out of my townhouse with Miles and Maggie, because they were decorating everything.
Yeah.
And then so I like we're doing our thing, we were supposed to do that. And he's like, all right, cool, bye. And they lived above me. So we're like walking, and then I walk in to the room, and then I'm like, I open the door, and Miles is decorating for my surprise birthday party and all this. And he's like, well, fucking happy birthday, you son of a bitch. and then like I got pushed out of the room, and I was like pushed back. So and then Adam and Scott were like, yeah, we fucking weren't supposed to put you in that room. Like, God, God damn it. Like,
Oh yeah. Like,
so then I was like trying to make my girlfriend at the time like feel better. Like it was like we went to dinner, and then we were in the middle of dinner, and she's like, you fucking know, don't you? I'm like, yep, yeah, I do. But so I've never been surprised, like a surprise party or anything like that. But it was cool. Like it was awesome to have like all my like closest friends in that moment, like surprising whatever. Like we're drinking and shit. That was dope as fuck. But I will give you a dipshit story. Because that's not intriguing. Like no one gives a fuck. Like, dude,
That was intriguing, and I was on the edge of my seat.
You know how I feel like that perfect girl, or man, like perfect, you know, that idea.
Person, yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so yeah, when I was a sophomore, there was perfect girl at Wesleyan. She was the fucking bomb. But I remember we were playing like poker at a table, and then she would.
Dope.
Rad.
So
that's a good start to the story. I'll tell you that right now.
So she's sitting next to me, and we're like playing poker, and then she starts giving me a hand job underneath the table. So I have 6 other people. She has 6 other people around, like 6 of the people around me, and she's just giving me a hand job under the table, and then
that's a lot of pressure.
Yep, a little bit, and then I'm trying to play through everything, and then she goes, I think you won. We should go outside. And then, I try to finish the card game or whatever. And then we fucked up. Okay. That's like, it was like an air conditioning vent or some shit like that. But it was wild.
Was this on campus?
No, it was at the Bear Pit. It was like it was the
theater house, yeah.
Also, cool thing, fucking in the middle of the fucking light booth at Wesleyan was dope as fuck.
Hey, dude.
All right, Dustin.
All right,
we got one final question. We're gonna end on this. We're gonna end on a good note. This question was asked by Laura Bruning. 2020 obviously has been a rough year for basically everybody. What is one really great thing that has happened to you this year? What is one thing that you're incredibly thankful for this year? That's happened this year.
I'm thankful that I got to really focus on the people in my life that I care about, like reconnecting with people and like, these are the people that are most important to me. Like, I don't need this other fake bullshit. Like the people that I love are there. And it's been cool to make sure that connection is like, there. So, yeah.
And I think to add on to that, like, cause I feel the exact same way, but the people that you love, I think this year has reinforced that they will always be there.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's like we've been through this.
Yeah, those people that are most important and that are there. Like if you're here now, you're gonna be there for forever.
Yeah.
So,
because we're making it through this.
Yeah.
Making it through all this hardship, and it's like,
yeah.
Our love knows no bounds.
Boom, baby.
Goddamn right.
Well,
all right.
Dustin, we just want to thank you for asking us to come and host this because we really, truthfully speaking for Joe and I, we were just happy that we could be able to help you, like your audience, get to know you, the host of this wonderful, awesome show.
Yeah.
To know you.
Thanks, brother.
You're an awesome guy, and we love you so freaking much.
So freaking much.
And that I think everyone, truthfully, you're one of those people that anyone that you talk to, even if it is that bartender that you go to that bar once, like their lives improve because they get to be with you in that second. And that's exactly why we love listening to your show and being on it. So we want to thank you for asking us to host. being the guest for tonight. We want to thank you for having this show. We want to thank your mom for birthing you on the 23rd. We want to thank your dad for buying you Xbox stuff. We want to thank you for that awesome Bill Clinton and Matthew McConaughey impression. We want to thank you for all of the wonderful sponsors tonight, including Hy-Vee, Benny's Butt Plugs, but not for humans. All the other ones that I can't remember.
Paul Masson, and the final segment was sponsored by Dudden Dutliff. Dudden Dutliff. He a big young tall strong man named Deadman.
He was out the king of Sparta.
Appreciate you guys taking your time, precious time, to like do this. It's fucking awesome, man. I just appreciate it, man. Y'all are the best, man. I appreciate you too. I love you.
Give a plug. Give a plug. Anything you want to plug right now?
What do you got to plug?
Yeah.
I would like to plug my stupid ass podcast and like it. If you don't like it, live your life, dude. I don't give a fuck. So yeah. But what do you two motherfuckers plugging? What are we doing here?
You got anything, Joseph?
Be on the lookout. We'll be posting in the new year about another podcast, actually, that we've been in the works on. I don't want to divulge too much about it because I don't know how much I'm allowed to divulge about it. But be on the lookout on our social medias. My Instagram at Johansson Actor, my Twitter at Johansson Actor. Follow me on TikTok if you want to at cup_of_Joe. Oh, follow me on YouTube, Johansson. If you can find me, I don't really post all that much there. I'm trying to get better about it, but subscribe to my YouTube if but yeah.
Yes, go ahead. I'm in the same boat with Joe. He and I are doing this podcast that we don't necessarily know how much we can beep bop boop talk about that, but follow us. You can follow me on my social media, Chase Guthrie K. That's ChaseGuthriek. Gace. Wow. Chase Guthrie K. Gace. Since this is coming out on the 23rd, on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, I will be going live. I'll be doing a reading, an abridged reading of Christmas Carol, because I know 2020 has been a rough year and not everyone is going to be seeing their friends and families. So I thought I'd give a little live to bring one of my favorite Christmas stories to life in your life. And then other than that, I also have a drawing. I have an art Instagram that you can check out. CGK_draws_shit. CGK draws shit. Follow me there. I post every once in a while. I post a lot of little doodles, paintings, stuff like that. Other than that, I want to plug this podcast because it's awesome.
Drinks on Dusty. It's
Drinks
a great
Dusty,
podcast.
baby.
Follow it. Listen to it. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, iHeartRadio. Is that still?
Yeah, we're still there.
Still on iHeartRadio?
Yeah, we're still there. We're still there, bro. This podcast is over. Fucking hey. Drinks on Dusty. Follow it. Thank you, everybody. Peace out, motherfucker.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.